Okay, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the new ABC Community Show number 3. And today the theme of our conversation is going to be which life skills you wish you had known when you were young. We all know when we grow up, we make a lot of mistakes, and there are some things like, well, I really wish I hadn't made that mistake or somebody had told me about that. But nobody did, so I screwed up or whatever. So, but you can prevent a lot of things if you know the right skills, and then that is what we are with the new ABC all about. We over the last few weeks we engaged with our audience about what life skills they wish they had known. Mm-hmm. I would like to share just 2 answers, which are really impressive. One is from Amber, and she answered to us. She said that it is bad news if you're squeezing yourself into the shape that an institution wants you to be. Well, we could say that is a very deep one, but that is happening to all of us, is that, especially if you start to work for larger organizations, institutions, is that they want to mold you inside of their way of doing things in their culture. And while doing so, you completely lose sight of who you are. So that is a real powerful insight. There was another answer from Steve, mm-hmm. and his answer was really very upfront, because he says all of them is a reasonable approximation. So he said, I needed all of those life skills because most of them were, well, not present or not present enough. So I would really need them all. So you can see that a lot of things are already, you really wish you had known, but you don't. So how is that for you, Rotana? What particular life skill or life skills do you wish you had known when you were young? Well, you're still young, but
yeah, I'm still young, also called millennial, whatever you want. Yeah, by the way, I'm saying the title is not the right one. Is more when you wish you had known when you were young, Yeah. But yeah, anyway, it's okay. Young at heart, absolutely. And for me, it's about being or becoming creative, because that's something that I haven't learned at school, because sometimes it's just about knowledge and applying this theory or this methodology, all this stuff. But how you really creative by going outside of your comfort zone, how you connect the dots, how you try new stuff, how you discover new places, people, or projects. And that's something that I learn, globally, remotely, and on my own when I travel, or just in my life, simple as that. So there is no real school for that, but of course you can hang out with smart creative and become one with your own habits.
So that is something which you really wish that you were more capable of using your creativity skills when you were younger.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's crucial. And again, that's how you bring value on the table, when you're students or you start your first job, all this different life experience and work experience. And that's how you grow, because people want uniqueness, not just something that you can find elsewhere on Google or in robots, What about you, Arnold? Because you're not so young anymore, but young at heart. young at heart, and So, which skill?
Well, for me, the main thing would be dealing with failures, looking at failures in a different perspective. When I was young, my father was very strict on that I could get good results in basically everything I do, whether it was at school, at home, or in my sports or anywhere. And I was always very afraid to fail, because failure was connected to me personally. It was that I'm not good enough if I fail. So Arnold is not good enough. And what I learned now is that failures got nothing to do with Arnold not being good enough. It just, I tried something and it didn't work.
Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, so it's related to experimenting and trying things and it didn't work. But when I was young, everything was immediately personalized. Yeah, so Arnold was not good. Arnold was not good enough. Arnold didn't work out right. Yes, and that means that it was very hard to fail.
Yeah.
Yes. So a more relaxed view and disconnecting a failure from who you are as a person. That would have helped me tremendously because it created a lot of stress.
Yeah, I can imagine. And we also discussed that during some webinar that we did with our community this week. And it's about, take it easy with yourself, not being a perfectionist or, just have a detached mind. Just about that. And again, you will have less stress. You will be more responsive or adapt yourself with that. And again, it's how you grow. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and again, I can go over most of the list, but that is just I just let pick one. But it's really crucial that, again, we're being taught these wrong perceptions or these wrong beliefs, which are bothering us because basically it's a wrong conception. But it has an impact on it, and it made me feel lousy through most of my youth because there was always this pressure. And now I can see, and I think if I see how much I failed in the last few years, which is incredible, but it had no impact on who I am. If I would have failed so much in my youth, it would have been terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a different way at looking at things. But first, you need to learn that and understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crucial these days because we are so much focused on success and not success and failures, but it's about both. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even you're young or elder, you're still there. So let's discuss something else. We have also some people who are joining us.
Ian.
Hi,
Ian, maybe you would like to share what life skills you wish you had known when you were young.
Yeah, just put it in the chat or just join us.
Yeah, just join us for a conversation.
We can accept you. Okay.
Well, that's another one.
No sweat. Dynamic speaking.
Okay, let's move into just an update for our community, which is growing, and we will mention that. What are some of the key successes which we had this week?
Yeah, absolutely. So
the first one I would like to start with is that I was approached by a new friend of us, a potential partner, Ayman from Dubai, and we will start working on a combined project about helping people in the workforce around workforce learning, workplace learning, and where we combine his expertise in people helping with careers and careers advice and our life skills to help people to move to the next stage in their career. So that is really exciting. Some new ideas are popping up as well, but that's something which we are exploring now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Then next, together with Mukesh, I did visit the Damola Open Day, which was really interesting because number one, we get the chance to meet some startups which are working there, and there were some very cool startups. For instance, one about a hand-in scan to make sure that in hospitals, from an infection point of view, it's really crucial to clean your hands. And they had something like an X-ray where you could see whether you have cleaned your hands properly or not. So it was really impressive. We get a demo around that. And we also had the chance to talk with some large corporations why they are using young people to help them with challenges. And in particular, I had a conversation with one person from Canon. And they said not only they, but most of them said, we really look for young people to have a fresh perspective, to provide their creativity, to provide this new view, because we are stuck in our old ways of doing things. And we really are looking for, things which we might have overseen or not used. So, and that is nice because then you get really the collaboration between people who know how these businesses work, and at the same time, young folks get a chance to work with these large businesses. So that's really cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe you would like to share some of our new folks which are joining our community, Rotan.
Yeah, we are glad to announce that we have two new TNA members in our community. One from Budapest called Tom, Arnold met Tom this week. Had a really nice conversation. And someone else in Vietnam, her name is T. She will join our Vietnam team. She already discussing with Han and also Hali, so they can develop the new ABC in Vietnam on the ground through webinars or any activities related to social entrepreneurship, because she's also a lot like Arnold and Mukesh into social entrepreneurship. So that's something that we will explore for sure from tomorrow too. We have another webinar on dealing with uncertainty or vulnerability, and that's Han, who will be our next stator this Saturday. So we'll basically share our main challenges and how we cope with this constant change in this small, inclusive and private conversation,
Yeah, and somehow it seems to be that Vietnamese folks really love what we're doing, because now Tom is a Vietnamese living here in Budapest.
Yeah,
so somehow there's truly a Vietnamese connection, you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. But the main language is of course what we just shared. Yeah, sharing your difficulties, failures, successes, and what you have in heart these days, and also English, because it's done in English at that moment. We hope that it will be done in Vietnamese, in French, in Dutch, whatever language that you want, because it's also our intent, and we're working hard with Arnold on developing TNA in many places like Dubai or Spain or Italy. We are looking forward new members. So if you have again love for learning and would love to take initiative by co-creating with us, please join us. Ping us on at Ripples for you or on Facebook, facebook.com/ the new ABC Global, and we'll be glad to just get to know you, via Skype or Google Hangout.
Yeah, you can be anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter. Yeah. We really like young people who would like to learn, who would like to grow, who would like to get unstuck, who would like to join a community, which we are now a really growing community with very enthusiastic young folks who want to help each other to thrive in this real crazy world at the moment.
Absolutely. And for that, we have some activities and projects that we are working on with these young folks. One of them is working on the new ABC app. That's what we did with Arnold and Mukesh this week, especially on creating a use case, with flowcharts. What will be the customer journey for this TNA app? Maybe Arnold, you can give more information about that.
Well, I think we can share what we did on our Slack community, because we use Slack as our workspace. So that's where I think we can share the document there, so that the other folks can have a look. And next steps are that we now have to provide much more details in how each screen look like, and what the controls are, and what are the options, and also part of the look and feel. So that is where we'll start working on.
Yeah, that are the sketches, like Twitter, where I created some sketches and then it's real in the world. You start from that.
Yeah. I did go to 2 green meetups this week, 2 separate ones. One about food waste, where I met Tom, for instance, and another one where Tamaj was also, where they discussed about some very innovative new approaches. And all these, I go to these opportunities. Number one, of course, I'm very interested in sustainability and green and everything, but at the same time, I try to meet new people and connect with them, and to express what we're doing, and everybody immediately recognize what we do, providing life skills to the young people. They let not even finish me doing my 1-sentence pitch, because they immediately understand it, and they start nodding like, yeah, we understand what you're doing. It's really crucial. So it's really nice to get the confirmation that what we're doing, that people immediately recognize it and that they're immediately interested. That is really, really cool news.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it motivates us, it gives us energy, and just grit for continuing this project.
Yeah. So that was it for this week, I think. unless some of the folks who joined us, we're happy that you joined us. If you have any questions, please, you're welcome to join.
Yeah, share that in the chat now, or ping us on Twitter, any places. We'll reply to you or have a chat anytime. So now,
no feedback. Well, then
moment.
that's it. And we're looking forward to another great week.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for joining us. And take care all.
Okay.
See you next time. Bye-bye.